Alrighty then. I have no intro for Minecraft review still. Let me just very slowly remove the overlay. And yeah, I say very slowly because, as you can expect, everything is running at kind of a weird level at the moment. It's hard to tell. But oh well. So yes, well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and yes, this thing is back / here for the first time because this is a different model to the previous one, which seemed to have surprised some people, despite the fact that the word VTuber is in the title. But yes, hola, and hello, and I'm surprised people. This is indeed going to be a very interesting stream. Let me just check with everything else. Oh, Gotcha Springboy was here a while ago. I took a while to start up the stream, and I do apologize for that. Took a while to get ready. I have a tradition on Sundays, basically, that needed attending to. Oh, well. Apparently, Josh was also watching a Beanie Boy stream before this, so yeah, I'm glad that Beanie Boy is getting back into streaming, and also that I've been able to send people his way, even if unintentionally. So there you go. All right. Oh, okay. BB wishes to enter. Did I just go to church? No, not that kind of tradition. No, I'd obviously be going to snurch. How? Of course. It goes without. Okay, let me just invite BB in, and then we can begin. There is the invite. Incidentally, I also invited Ghosty. She should be here at some point because obviously this model, this wonderful model that you see before your very eyes, was actually completed by her in a one-off promise to do redo the baby face that I had before, which I have since lost the original files for. So there you go. But they seem to be saved in the actual programs when I re-download them for this computer. So yes, my computer is better. My mic is better. My webcam to capture this is better. My lighting is exactly the same. Oh well. Can't have it all, I suppose. And let's just send the invite. I'll send it in the Butter Bunch group. See if I get lucky and join. A perfect Christian. Or a perfect Snuristian, sorry, I read that wrong. Absolutely. Okay, so the invite has been sent. I can very slowly load the video in. I'm hoping this won't crash. Oh, and immediately as soon as I try to open it, it starts having connection issues. I do agree with it. This is quite weird, but it is definitely, but Ghosty definitely did a good job, which I would love to say to her personally, but I guess not here for now. Let me just put this in frame here, or not. There we go. I keep trying to switch. There you go. Tiny VTuber and BB.
I want you to know, I couldn't figure out how to spell. I couldn't figure out how to spell Snuristin.
Okay, yeah.
And so I had to spell Christian and then like reverse it. I did like a whole equation. See, I had to do a big mathematical formula, only given to me by the great Snurch.
Yes,
But
as bestowed on you by
Snurisa
Snurist himself, isn't that right?
Yeah, I reversed engineered the word itself in order to purify it. It's like I baptized English.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say that's kind of similar allegory to what Christianity did to Judaism. Anyway, pretty opening shot. Yes, I agree. This is a pretty opening shot. And it's a good segue as any to talk about the thing in question, which is Mystic Hills Recreation Episode 1. So people haven't read the description in the past, 5 minutes before I end up opening this. After making the remake versus original comparison of Mystic Hills, Lady Mania herself got in contact with me and reminded me there was another version with me in it that I completely forgot existed. So there is yet another episode 1 of Mystic Hills that we can compare. So hopefully people remember the original versus remake debate. So we'll we'll see how that goes, but it's very different to the other two, I think, especially this opening shot. This might be the definitive version, and thus there are no more remakes that came subsequently afterwards. Despite the fact that the remake series that was from the first remake did not go any further, meaning that I guess Mania was just not happy with that version either.
What is that? Why it's called recreation? Because they couldn't reuse the word remake.
Actually, I think the original had like reboot in there. We could have gone through like reboot, reimagining, recreation, just all of the words. Why not? Why not?
Well, okay, I will say that's a bit of a slippery slope. A lot of people would beg to differ that there is a difference between all of those, especially with the word
Yes.
reimagining in the majority of this. Reimagining, I think a lot of people think is like very different because they picture like a completely different version of that. Like Bel Air compared to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh, I have not seen enough of either of those to really draw a comparison, but fair enough.
Okay,
Although, actually, that might match this description here, because the one I've seen of like the short first scene here, it does feel very different in tone and a bit more akin to like what later Mystic Hills became, like in the episodes beyond episode 1, whilst the story progressed a little bit, which I guess means we might be jumping the gun even more than we did in the first reboot before the recreation. Okay.
Okay, for the context on that, the difference mainly Fresh Prince, long running sitcom. We've probably heard of it. Whatever. The show Bel Air is similar. It has the same storyline on paper, but it is A, not a comedy. B, set in modern day, whereas the other one, due to being set in like the 90s, well, it was made back then, so obviously it was set then.
Yes, modern day at the time. Yeah, contemporary piece.
But Bel Air is the new modern day.
I knew that they made a new one. I didn't know it was not a comedy.
It is not. Yeah, it is very much a drama, like heavy drama.
That feels like a missed opportunity.
And it is very much.
What do they do for the opening number? One of the most iconic themes of all time. Did they make it a dramatic ballad or something? Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
If I recall correctly, I think it's just a title card now. They had like a whole.
Oh, for crying out loud!
They had like a whole focus on it. I think it's also rated R.
Of course it is. I haven't seen such an accurate representation since Velma.
Actually, okay, anyway. A lot of people really, because it is accurate in the sense of like having the same story and all that. It has not changed the characters in the sense of making them more realistic. In the context of the sitcom, was already very like.
I was gonna say, from the episodes that I've seen, they're not exactly the most down to earth people.
No, yeah. So the sitcom has a dark setting in the sense of telling it, but because it's a comedy, it plays a lot of it off for jokes. This one very much doesn't. And the sitcom had like dark episodes, but not as much as Bel Air.
Yeah, different tones. Anyway, you're starting to see more pretty skins. Lady Mania or the Movie team makes the skins. That's a wonderful job. I think that person might have left the production if it's the person I'm thinking of, not the one that I talked about in my video, the one in Walking Wednesday. As I talked about this person a little bit, but it wasn't the guy. Also, how are we both? Well, I'm doing all right. It looks like the setup is working quite nicely, so I'm satisfied. I seem to be moving like very sluggishly, like I'm stuck in treacle, but until we switch internet providers, which we're going to do in about a week's time, I think. Yeah, this is all right.
Nice.
Could be
Nice.
worse.
Is the internet provider going to be better? It looks like.
10 times more efficient from what I've been told by my dad. So
Oh, okay. Well, just slightly then. Not too much. Honestly, it seems
yeah,
like a waste of money, really.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually
Speaking of
cheaper than renewing our current plan, which is weird.
speaking of waste of money, no, that's not true. But I guess for the setup. So Rip in the Dark getting progressively more anxious about
Oh, I thought you
because
were about to say something about like my like the VTuber model, considering the
no,
setup here.
no,
Okay.
no, it's just because I spend a lot of money on Rip in the Dark, and we'll do it. I'm gonna say that. I mean, it's gonna happen. I'm just a little bit nervous that it might be slightly delayed. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
gotcha,
it's still
spring break.
April. I'm gonna say it's still April for now because there's nothing that's really like I have to wait for this upcoming Saturday for a verdict. But
Hmm.
the schedule's been so messy with the others recently, and we haven't had enough people to do a session yet. So if we
Yeah, but
can't get anything,
we haven't even
if
talked about Pixel Month this year, have we?
no, we haven't. But
Hmm.
if we can't get a session done this month, then I might have to be like, hey guys, it's actually gonna release in May. So that's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
I guess unfortunate things happen. It's whatever. Everything else is mostly done. The art's done. The cast is done. The pay is done. I'm even looking into like possibly getting a composer, and even that's like yay or nay. But even then, it's not every little piece, so it's not a big thing. I can do that and off and on.
I was gonna
Everything
say
is
I can suggest a few people if you want me to.
everything is off. Everything is fine and done. The only thing that isn't done is filming.
Okay, great. Speaking of filming, we have a review to do. And remember you from ages ago? It wasn't that long ago. I remember your name coming up at least within the past few weeks.
I
It wasn't that long
certainly
ago.
don't.
Well, you're not
I
here every day, so I mean,
That's not true. I'm usually in the chat, at least for a couple minutes.
well, that might be why you miss out on a few people people showing up, depending
Yeah.
on when they show. But yeah, because like
Well,
obviously we're not gonna stick with the same people all the way through.
yeah.
That's
Well, I
just how
mean,
it goes.
I'm in the streams for the majority of them. It's just that because I also have a life, I'm always kind of like hopping in and out. But I always like read the backlogs of the chats and to make sure things haven't gone awry at least.
Okay, interesting strategy.
Okay.
Also, the
Well,
Mystic Hills
thing is,
reboot, the
if
other
I'm
one had 2 episodes. Okay, so next comparison that we do, we'll do the other two as the same way that we did this one. Oh, but the episode one before now with recreation. Ah,
man,
so confusing.
that's a
Yeah,
worse reboot strategy than since Aiden.
yeah,
Sorry, that's mean.
Mania was like, "How do
That's
you not
mean.
remember this thing?" It's like, yeah, I wonder why. It's almost like it's confusing and not easily searchable on your channel page. Anyway,
That is fair. Searching up Mystic Hills, I can only imagine, is like flipping a coin. It's like playing Russian roulette with indie Minecraft role plays. You never know which one you're gonna
actually, no.
get.
No, that's not what I'm getting at all. I was getting at the fact that, in fact, with Mystic Hills, it's very synonymous with Lady Mania, which is interesting because the guy who co-wrote the Mystic Hill stuff that she had a falling out with, the later things, wants to do his own version, which is going to probably fail miserably on account of it being so synonymous with her. But what I was saying was on the Lady Mania channel page, the original Mystic Hills is there to see. It's just the remakes that when they're searching through, unless you know to call it, reboot, recreation, unless you know what version you're searching for, it's not easily accessible. That's what I was saying. Mystic Hills itself is very easy to find.
Either that or you find an
And with that
urban
confusion
legend.
out the way, let's begin finally.
That does.
What? Moving on.
It's okay if you look up Mystic Hills. Does that not sound like a video title? The disturbing mystery. Sounds like a BuzzFeed video.
Like, okay.
Dog took
Gotta love
damage.
the one wolf too.
I like how we both immediately. Yep.
I mean, oh dearie me. Okay. Oh,
Someone
oops.
did not do a second take of this scene.
Oh my.
Please tell me they get into a fight and we see them like flash red and bounce like side to side.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see.
Did you really think you could escape us?
Okay, first
Gotta love when
complaint.
the music changes abruptly right
Yeah.
before a character starts speaking. You know.
You know what's funny?
I mean-
I was about to say I really like this intro. It actually gets like a good thumping. You know, it feels somewhat intense. You know, it's a good air of mystery, and then it just becomes quiet in an instant as this one dude starts talking with like, voice acting.
Yeah, I would have said, you know, lower the volume of the music that was still playing, you know, possibly even gradually, and then just have that person talk over that track rather than switching to a different part, because that's where it becomes.
Here's the thing: the music had played. If this were in the middle of an episode, right, and they start talking, it wouldn't be as bad. The problem is because it's an intro, it needs to set the tone and stuff, and so for it to just like instantly become quiet, it's like, what should have happened is either different music, because they can't really quiet.
We're playing different music at the moment.
Duke.
Well, because
It's
they
not
can't,
like that.
Well, because they can't. Okay, see, like this yelling, they should have kept the music just the same and had them yelling.
That's what I said before. Well, apart from lowering the volume, I said lower the volume, but basically same idea.
Oh yeah, but
Damon?
I'm just saying.
No, it's not because you paused. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
It's not like that,
God
Damon.
dang it! It's like trying to cross
I
the
left
street.
it
You
a
don't.
longer time. I left it a way
It's-
longer time before I play this time.
It's like trying to cross a street and the car and the person don't know which one's going first.
I am yes. Right.
It's okay.
Say
We're
your
both
thing.
we're both equally confused. Don't worry.
Say the thing. What are you going to say?
No, I was saying you can't have the thing quiet because it's an intro. Yelling would have heightened the intensity. That was what I was trying to say.
Okay. Right. Well, maybe you had the same idea with this delivery. Well, not the main.
He let you into the pack and you betrayed us.
You know as well as I do that reopening the portal to that realm will destroy us all.
Do you now wish to return home, Duke? To the land that will embrace us? Our clan grows smaller with each generation. Pretty soon, the pureblood wolves will be wiped out.
You will chance to.
This has reminded me of Ben 10 Alien Force. You know, with the hybrid that are supposed they're dying out, but they're still trying to invade a bunch of worlds and promote like their purity of species. Anyway,
destroying both worlds.
This looks like a My Inner Demons character.
two possible. Well, actually, this opening, I guess you could sort of. I don't know. Yeah. So there are two positives off the bat here. First of all, the lighting, even though I would have probably increased the intensity just a little bit for the sake of the audience, but you know, them being surrounded in darkness to this extent, again, provides a good atmosphere. Also, since Aiden's not here to point out design stuff, I'm gonna say I like the tattoos. I can't quite distinguish the tattoos because of the darkness yet, but I like what I see thus far.
It looks like it
All because
looks
of your-
vaguely like a ritual circle at like the top of it. Right, you can kind of see the curve.
Perhaps.
Your bloodline?
We are the last of our kind here on Earth. I will do anything to get my people home, even if it means hurting innocents on the way.
Have you no pride as a wolf? Will you sink as low as hyenas to get what you need?
Don't you dare compare us wolves to these stinking creatures.
I have heard enough. I
Yeah.
should.
Wait, I thought that the
So-
thing was like going too slowly at first. I didn't realize that I thought it was gonna be like another cut to the other person speaking, but no, I guess we just remain the shot on here. I thought it was just on my end, it was loading too slowly, but I guess not.
So I will say, this is a thing that I feel like people don't think too much about anymore, but I've always really liked in werewolf stories. And I think most people have seen it at least once or twice. It's where it's more of a Jekyll and Hyde situation with like werewolves. And this struck me as soon as he said wolves and not werewolf. I was like, because in my head I was thinking, are we not differentiating that? And then I was like, what would have been better if they were highlighting their wolf features while they're speaking, and their more vulnerable moments and more like mundane moments were human.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I do wonder if these two actually have wolf forms, or if they're stuck in this form, or they just chose to maintain their disguises while on Earth, which would make what the one's saying about having pride in being wolves and such, and the purity of their tribe. Weirdly enough, come across like they undermine their own point by adopting a human disguise. But I don't know.
Oh, that's another thing actually.
To be on my way.
If they're both werewolves, then if the other guy really doesn't have like pride in being a wolf or whatever, and that is the theme we're going with for this series, he could have been more humanoid, and this guy could have been a wolf.
Okay. I don't know.
Now.
The opposite
And
way.
where do you think you're going?
My mistress is waiting for me, so I can't keep her waiting. She's a very impatient child.
I wouldn't have used waiting twice in the same sentence so quickly after itself. Also, I guess the music has been completely obliterated now. Need to have room for that sound effect.
Decent effects though, although they still feel a little bit odd on the screen. I don't know why. I can't actually pinpoint the reason, but the effects themselves are decent. Maybe it's because the sound doesn't match them.
Years later. Year apostrophe S later.
Year is later.
The year is later. AD.
That's why the L is capitalized, actually, because it's a title.
Uh-huh.
I'm not taking it.
Again, we have abrupt music cuts right after the music stops. You can have them that's what an underscore means. It's being scored under something.
Here we go again.
Stop treating me like I'm crazy.
Mania, please just.
I thought she was talking to the cat for a second.
Yeah, so did I. Although that does happen in later Mystic Hills, so I wouldn't have been too shocked by it. It's just that we haven't seen Adrian, the cat character, in the other versions at the moment, because he comes in later.
See, I thought
in both of them.
See, I thought it was like a dynamic where the cat is like a Garfield type of character, and no one else can hear him, kind of like the movie. Well, the movie's a bit, but whatever.
No.
Besides the point. And then this girl can actually like hear and understand him, and then he's like trying to gaslight her.
Oh god. It's like, stop acting like I'm crazy. Well, you are talking to a cat, dearie, so
Just like, what? You see the cat's like mouth open and go, what cat? Who are you talking to?
Oh lord. Okay. My question right now is, I wonder if Nick is going to be in this episode, this version of this episode.
Nick, Nickelodeon.
Why don't you believe me? Grandpa sees them too.
Grandpa is He takes his medicine without problems.
Grandpa just spits them out when you aren't looking.
What?
Nothing.
Also, if he took his medicine without problems, wouldn't that mean that his wellness would have been returned if the medicine is doing its job? So that argument falls on itself. Okay, I guess he is there.
That is the most ADHD thing I've ever seen. This kid running with his hands in the air and a
Oh,
ball.
what?
Just
Brandishing a
just
ball, yeah.
Just like he didn't say anything, but in my head I can still hear a wee.
I can hear him charging up a spirit bomb. Anyway.
Am I actually crazy, Duke?
Of course. Absolutely bonkers. Completely insane.
Well, you know what? I guess this version of Adrian does indeed do that.
This should have been
Fair
the
enough.
intro. This should have been the intro.
What, just no explanation and just this? I guess.
I love the
This is the
idea of her
second-
sitting calmly in a chair trying to tell this cat to stop gaslighting her. I love
Yes,
that
if
idea.
it's one of the third
so
version of this story, then I would definitely, think that would come with a surprise to some people.
Rude.
You're the one talking to a cat.
Oh my word! The joke that I just made! Even as a VTuber, I predict stuff. Even when I'm stuck in treacle, I can still use my psychic powers.
Also,
Well
from
then,
this angle, the
guess I'm
cat
out
looks
of my mind.
gigantic.
Well, yeah, but that's really just perspective. I will say I do like the poses and the movements and a few like the smooth model or shifts that have been going on. That's
No, I do agree. Yeah.
that's one thing that I can say this version does have over like both of the others.
No, I
And
agree.
I'd say
absolutely.
also cinematography, despite the fact that they linger on a few shots, it's not near to the extent of the other one where they just film like at the back of everyone's heads as they eat at a table. That was a weird shot, but
Well
yeah,
done.
they fixed those problems here.
I do have a question about this cat though. Is it just because of the resolution, or do I see like wires poking out of like the cat's neck into the head right now?
I think that's just a different like patch of fur, where it doesn't extend that far up.
Dude, it looks like a FNAF animatronic. Probably from like an obscure book, like a short story. Just get weird. I'd believe it. There's like a whole story where they like make a business about taking people's dead pets and putting them on animals, and then someone puts like their dead friend or something on or whatever. It's freaky. But
I mean, yeah, that could almost be a different franchise, but I do see the.
dude, you could say that for
FNAF version
most of the
that.
FNAF books.
I guess, yeah.
They
Too.
How come
you
Mom
don't get
can't
so
see?
many out of. Okay, no, those are wires. What do you mean?
You cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
I just saw that cat move his head even more. Those are wires. I don't care what anyone says. That's a robo kitty.
Okay.
Grandpa
Right.
says it skips a generation each time.
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't think the grandpa character showed up in the original, but was mentioned a couple of times. So it just seems that the people who become relevant later on in the story, for each progressive version of Mystic Hills, they end up affecting more and more of the plot at the start. This is kind of like if I'd actually listened to Aiden, and during the first remake of The Mutant Girl, I'd actually like shoehorned Agatha in there. It feels like that almost. There's a reason I didn't.
This gift we have.
Oh no.
Yeah, what a gift. To see things.
I haven't seen the others, admittedly. But as an outsider, I'm kind of okay with it. I don't see any issues with this. I don't know. It feels a little more natural, really, for them to just like have these casual people like being around, and them actually being around.
I see. I think you would have probably liked the story in the original because in that first version, the guy who's on the right of the screen right now, Nick, he was in a coma at the start, and it was and Mania blamed herself for the event because she burnt their house down, and that's why they had to move in the first place. Kills, kickstarting all the events.
I'm just picturing the scene with Travis, except instead of being blown out of the house, he just like suffocates.
That yeah, I guess that would have been that might have been what happened. I'm not sure if I went into like the details of it itself. The fire burning was like it was part of the intro, but that's about as much as we saw, I think.
Things humans cannot see, beings from another world, blah blah.
Right, and those beings are people just like us, Mania. I mean, look, even Duke is a mystic.
Hold on, Duke?
No, it's the guy.
Whoa! Hold on a second. I need to go back to the video itself. Wait a minute.
Also-
Wait.
Also, I
Yeah?
thought this dude was a
What?
werewolf. What?
And what gave you that impression? Anyway,
I thought the dude was a
So-
werewolf. What do you mean
I'm
he's a cat?
I'm just well. I mean, well,
Have you
okay,
no
granted,
pride in being a wolf?
I did see this character. Yeah, well, didn't say that he was a wolf.
Why would he? do a
Okay, so
thing?
okay. Right, several things to address. Right, okay, so I said this character was Adrian before because I'm remembering that the original cat was called Adrian, but then I also remember that Adrian was voiced by the guy with all the falling out stuff happening, and so I guess maybe the implication was too much for this recreation, but Maida still wanted to keep the idea of cat that takes on a human form and also has ties to wolves.
Dude, I just don't get that.
And yes, both Mania and Nick appear to be wearing crystals. That might be to symbolize part of their gift or something. No idea yet. That wasn't in the other versions.
They might also just be witches. I mean, that might just be. a thing
Mystics
in there,
are
but,
amazing
like-
beings that have been around since the beginning of time.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
exposition.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Please tell us about this stuff that we clearly discussed as if we already know about it very, very well. You know, I say this a lot, but you know, in the gosh darn original version, the
You know
the,
what?
the mystic revelation was something that Mania did not know about before, and she found out when I guess you know the equivalent Duke character Adrian reveals it to her, and the whole mission becomes clear from that point onwards, and it mixes in with the high school drama for a bit before it hijacks it completely and Mania loses motivation for the actual series, which is interesting how that's come up before the high school stuff rather than after, which is the part that she told me she wanted to actually focus on more in other versions. I don't understand that, but either way.
So books have to
We
worry about
know.
exposition dump too, but the reason that you can be
Mhm.
more lenient with them is because you, as the viewer, can rationalize that it's a third party speaking and not people already established in the world.
That's for that. Yeah, well, that would be for that would be for third person. There's a narration because obviously if it's a first person thing, they just have the characters being told those things in the first place anyway. Because you can't go outside their head and they can't tell you stuff that they don't know originally.
They came through a portal to our world, made a peace treaty with our leading powers.
They're three words away from saying "as you know."
And
Then
dude,
every
I like
of the
how
Mystic Kings
exasperated
attacked.
she sounds. It's as if
Thankfully,
she
Nick
knows she's
listens
been through the series 3 times now. It's like, and then they made
I
a
was about to-
treaty.
I was about to say
It's
like,
like she sounds.
you know, long ago there was in harmony, then everything changed. Wolf Nation attacked. We all know the story. Okay.
To me. As I have said, using the help of the witches and hunters, the king was banished back through the portal.
Okay, as I have said, I'm going to count as you know, because it's something that he said before me that they know it, so I'm gonna that's basically the same thing. Come on.
Also,
And the portal was
as
sealed.
I have said,
Oh.
in the context of most sentences, implies that they're repeating it because someone's confused. No one seems confused. In fact, he was the guy who jumped into the conversation. Black-haired Dory here actually already said something about this. These characters know. There's no free explanation needed.
Okay, why not?
You know how you
just-
had a you
if
had
it's
an
the thing
intro
that has been
taking
said
place in the
before,
past?
why
This
not
is where
just
you
show
do
the
it.
scene? Hang on, BB. So why not, instead of having the scene where the character has already said something, why not just show the scene where they say it for the first time? Why not recreate that that reveal of, the cat having a human form and explain the mystic stuff. Why not include that again? Because that worked originally. Why do we need to suddenly like open up increasingly later and later in the story and just keep on like whistling down all the character stuff from the original that's apparently Mania claims to be so bad, but it's consistently been the best version of the show so far on a story level. Visually, like, yes, absolutely every version improves on itself, but I can't help but think that if the script weren't changed every single time, that this version could have been just the best outright.
It was like we had an intro taking place in the past, and then they went into the future to now in the present day. Sorry, in the year of today.
Of later, the year of later.
Sorry, yeah, of later, in the year of later. To then explain this as if they were not just showing us things from the past where they could have easily explained it. How about you just give us a prologue episode? Why not that? Just like,
yeah. I mean, a reason does occur to me that, as I said before, since this is the third version, basically everyone, but I mean, the people who are talking in the comments, they all seem to be, long time Mystic Hills fans, meaning that they've seen the other versions. So it's clear to me that I guess everyone has already seen that stuff. So I guess as I have said, it's just like, well, I don't want to repeat everything so fast. Let's just get the bullet points out quickly so you could just enjoy the visuals, which is a shame because, again, if you wanted to attract new people on top of the ones that you've already like kept for all the years, who are clearly going to stay with you anyway, I feel like having like retreading the ground of the characters discovering this for themselves rather than just have the audience being filled in would be fine. We'd be okay with that.
yeah.
Any mystics that remained in our world became more human with each passing generation. You tell this story every day.
It's every day.
Every day.
My goodness, it's like every sentence. It seems like it's worse than I thought originally. Okay.
It's an important story. You should do well to remember it.
What do you mean do well to remember it? They just told you. She just said what the story was. What do you mean you do well to remember it? She remembers it clearly.
Are we gonna be expecting a pop quiz? In the end of this, are we gonna have a link pop up where it says where there's like a Google form where we have to explain like the story?
That is how I applied to be a voice actor for Mania, so she knows how to use Google Forms. That could happen.
Yeah, we're about to take a pop quiz about this story. That's what's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. He's gonna turn around and be like, okay, well, if you know it so much, pulls up a computer.
You know what? That would have actually been funny. Yeah, why not?
Even more so, now that you are the same age as the Soulseers in the legend.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
Since you are the same age
Whoa,
the one
okay, stop speaking so
any
quick.
mystic that won the portal?
No, he's speaking so quickly. He's like speaking so casually. They are literally force feeding this down my throat. As a new viewer, this is my experience. Once you reviewed the last two versions, Jacob, you've ever wondered, I wonder how a new person react to all this. This is how a new person react to this stuff. Oh my god, I feel like I'm getting suffocated as much as Grandpa in the fiery house.
That was Nick in the original. Grandpa's fine as long as he takes his meds, apparently.
I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah,
dude,
Hold on.
I feel like I'm in the prophecy as a great war is unfolding right now.
Okay. What's our favorite scene of this? Well, I mean, if you want to say so far, we've had basically two scenes. If three if you count the bit of Mania talking to her mom about like Grandpa's meds. But no, I'd say the opening scene is still the best one out of all this. It's the only one that like doesn't spoon feed you information so far. Like actually keeps a bit of the mystery going. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of like, that we can't risk this thing because it compromises humans and such. I will do this thing for this is my motivation, but that's that's small potatoes compared to this.
Dude,
needs your blood.
Here has been my perspective so far within these 2, maybe 3 seeds. It's my thought process has been, okay, pretty good intro. Well, okay, well this isn't. But you know what? Pretty good intro besides that one thing. I can see how this can be good. Oh, it's not a cat being but that's fine. That's fine. It's just me going into random directions. It's sure, maybe this will connect later. Oh, this is just a cliche. Now you're just getting annoying. I start suffocating.
Yes, like Nick in a burning
please
house.
stop! Hint.
Well, don't worry. There's more. Apparently, we've cut him off mid-sentence.
And he will
The
keep
blood of
talking
a
just as
witch
fast.
and a hunter.
Hold on. Where is this coming from?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, you mean you haven't
That's what I'm
mentioned
saying.
this part? And that's what we're getting this told to us today? That's why this scene is the opening one? Okay.
Never mentioned that part.
Sorry, I didn't think I needed to.
You just said this is an important story. So why
So
would you not
much-
mention the whole story?
So much so that it being an important story is your reasoning for saying this story multiple times a day. Sorry, once a day. My bad. I'm over exaggerating. Once a day. As
Yeah.
if that's any better.
No, probably not.
Yeah, well, you were wrong. So what do you mean?
Nick, Mania, Damon's
Why are
here.
you being so
Oh,
aggressive
and now-
now?
So what you say, like the one part that you want clarification of, I guess now we're not gonna find out. That's we're done. Moving on. We don't need to know any new information from the characters. No, they just need to have everything reminded and then have it teased there's something more to the story. Great.
Oh, great. The arrogant werewolf is here. That's nice.
Hush, be nice.
As if. He's a huge jerk.
That
Oh
jerk
my God.
is also my
Yeah, we could actually see how he's a huge jerk and experience that for ourselves, but no, please give us his stat card.
my
Dude,
boyfriend.
I loved
gonna
that
make you
line
really
so
bad,
much
Mania.
for a second there.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, wait a second. Did she just say boyfriend? Are you telling me that the whole that part of the drama in the, originally was again the rising like budding relationship between Mania and Leon, and well, I mean it was a typical enemies to lovers thing, blah blah blah. You know how I feel about that normally, but I mean I don't know how I feel about like them being like together already. It feels like once again people have seen the story so many times, they're so used to seeing Mania and Leon get together in every iteration of these characters, because Mania does reuse the same characters for different series, that it just becomes, oh, well, I guess
syndrome.
yes. I was trying my best not to say that, but yes, it feels like just having Aaron show up and like, come on, you know this guy, right? Yeah, they're gonna get together. They are together. Just skip all of that, because why bother at this point?
Here's my thing. That delivery with black-haired guy, great.
Yeah.
The line, pretty decent. And then he says as if, and instantly I'm just annoyed. When did
Maybe
this come
he's a
out?
jerk.
When did this like the as if when did this release?
March 30th. So
of
almost
this
a year ago. No, March 30th of
wait.
this year has not happened yet.
That's right.
yeah. Yeah.
Year
So
of
almost
late-
it's been almost a year. It's been almost a year since
yeah, so no one says
we are
as
1 year
if.
into the after later.
Not a living soul, unless they are in a Hallmark movie, says as if. Stop using it.
I don't know. I thought this is kind of you picking out stuff again and being like, oh, who texts? And that turns out that everyone texts. So I'm not sure.
These days.
Nick, this is not the past. Werewolves can pick their mates
No, I
now.
only text.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Well,
so
okay. for the most
okay.
part. I don't call very often though.
I was referring to that ad lib that you had as Pete, and like what, and like I think it was it your, I think it was your first performance as Pete that like made it into the series, where just like now you're texting him seriously. Who texts?
Okay.
Moving on.
I don't have
And
much
what makes you so
defense
sure
for
he's
that.
even
I was
gonna
probably
pick
just
you?
spitballing.
We've been together for 4
Yes.
years
Just to be
now.
honest.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's been 4 years. Okay, great. Not even honeymoon phase. In fact, you're not even new to Mystic Hills anymore. You're just like residents now. Again, like, wasn't the whole point that Mystic Hills was named after the Mystic Hills, the place that you like just moved to? So now, not only do they have no reason to like have not only does Nick not in a coma, like in the original, but he's not, the house even burned down like in the past reboot. Like, what is left? I mean, it's weird because like Mania said to me that part of what she didn't like about the rest of Mystic Hills was how it went from being a high school drama into this whole thing about mystics, and well, and about and just to do with, but with them fighting and all the battles and the extra world lore and stuff. But now that seems to be like everything that there is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Be careful, you two. As I've
No,
said, Damon is
no.
Oh my gosh, no, stop talking. We don't need to know what you've said. Stop speaking words. Go back to being a cat.
These two.
I'll be fine. Just meow all the rest of your lines. I don't care. At least that'll be entertaining to see and subtitle.
Dude.
Whatever.
As soon as you said what Mania apparently said about how they didn't like how the story went off, the very next line is, yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay.
is not to be trusted.
Yeah, whatever, Duke. You're just being paranoid.
Yeah, remember what I said about your boyfriend of 4 years? Don't trust him. Naughty, naughty. As if she's going to listen.
Hi, love.
Hi.
Gross.
Oh, shut up.
Wow, that is just the best introduction to the character that, you know, to the main love interest. Brilliant.
You're lucky that I'm giving you a ride.
Damon, nice.
Trust
Oh, wait.
me. When my
Hang on, he's called Damon now? Oh, so that's not Leon? Is just does no one have the same names as they originally did? Is Nick even called Nick anymore?
Oh my god. No, this is what I meant to
Okay.
say last time.
Okay,
I
here's the
hate
thing.
when people.
Like
I
like
hate
the credits. The credits just say, you know, actors and such, you know, this person as this person. But it's not even that. It's just actors. Here is their name and here are their links. It doesn't even say like what characters that we play or anything like that. So there's no indication that the characters' names have changed at all. Unless I'm forgetting that Damon was the character used later or something. I don't remember.
I will say that's the thing that Aphmau did. And it's not the worst tactic either, actually. It's genuinely not too terrible. I've seen a lot of people do that for the first episode, so that way they don't spoil too much. Because some people consider that to be a
Change
spoiler.
people's names for no reason?
No, showing the names themselves.
Oh no, it's
and all
credits
that.
thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
in regards to changing the names, it wouldn't be so terrible if the reason weren't so meta. Here's the thing. You wrote these characters. They are characters, not the actors. I feel like every actor has said that, like, quote, so many times that I am not the character I play. So why would you write them like they're the character that they play? Dude, get a different
I'll
voice.
say, like,
it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you know what? That would have been the best way to get back at the guy, because the actor himself, even though most people say they're not the characters they play, which is true, this guy actually said, you know, I'd be very disappointed if she replaces me as Adrian because I am Adrian. I've been Adrian for so long and blah, blah, blah. And so that would have been a great way to be like, well, guess what? You're not indispensable. In fact, that's exactly what I did with Shiny, one of my first recastings ever.
my car's fixed, I won't ask.
Nick! Geez, you two fight like cats
Okay, so he is called Nick. Right. At least two people have the same
and
names.
dogs.
At least Eric won.
What did you just say?
Guys, we're going to be late.
He kind of sounds like a Disney villain. Like, what did you just say?
I will have my revenge. I don't know.
He sounds like Solomon Grundy.
apparently that's what Bardock sounds like as I've been told by I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Jakob Victor who said that was what Bardock sounded like in one adaptation, which I don't know. This is more like Broly to me, but whatever. Oh, here we go. Intro.
I'm sorry. What?
Again,
Why
Mania
didn't
is
the-
so bored with everything that even the intro doesn't linger.
Why didn't
Oh,
the
no,
intro
okay, that's just
happen
part of
until?
it.
Why didn't the intro happen after the cold open?
A very good question. Oh look, it's Sir Nicanor. I'm kidding.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, I love the implication that imagine these two just don't know each other. He just turns around and just starts making out with the girl who happens to be in the library at the time. And that's not what happens, but still. Okay, I'll say it again. The movement is actually pretty great in this.
So, feature warning for the episodes. This is apparently going to be PG-13.
Oh, well, actually, there's what future episodes? This recreation only has one iteration, from what I know.
Never mind.
A new logo. Oh, and establishing shots fades to the exact same establishing shot, but it's not the intro. Without the filter. The school's looking much bigger than it used to, actually. Oh, you can have people chattering as stock sounds over music. I guess that's something.
Hey, look, a new guy's getting mobbed.
Just
Girls
casually.
can be scary.
Hey!
Not you, love. You're too sweet.
Aw, I think I'm getting cavities.
You guys are jerks.
Our first real character moment in the episode. Okay, right. Okay, so that's Leon. Okay, that's what's happening. So we're basically doing like what we're doing after. You know, she has a boyfriend already. Okay, all right.
Whoa, nice scars.
What?
And that explains a lot. That explains a lot as to why this character's had scars all these years. Creator Mania, I'm calling you out here. That explains so much.
Okay. Not sure how I feel about that line.
Excuse me?
What's up? Wait.
Hmm?
I swear I just saw you.
Oh, you must have seen my twin then.
Right. Sorry. How can I help?
Oh, I didn't know that there's a twin version here. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm going to answer Josh's question as well. Compared to the previous two intros, which do I prefer? I don't actually remember the reboot intro anymore.
I didn't see him.
I guess I would. Yeah, I guess I would still have to say the original one. I mean, it's nice and simple. It shows off the landscapes quite nicely. It doesn't need to complicate itself. That being said, actually, wait, no. This one maybe. I'd have time to give it time to sink in, really. But yeah, this one I carried on further. It's they're like actually, yeah, this one there's a lot more focus on the characters, a few more of the settings being like lived in. Actually, yeah, but the original version just has the burning house. I'm a bit biased. Yeah, I think this intro is probably the best one, apart from the glitches at the beginning. That was interesting.
This one's not a nitpick or anything.
It cuts right to itself.
This one's not a nitpick or anything. I'm just saying this is just a general thing. The overhead shot with the city kind of reminded me of the Tertius Hazelwick intro.
Ah. There we go. That was done before I even met Mania, so no correlation.
I did not think so. Most people
Yeah.
haven't seen
Can you
Tertius
point me in the
Hazelwood.
direction of the front office?
Yeah, well, some people thought that I got Lords and Ladies from Mania. Like, somebody said, like, oh, I thought you just did that as, like, a reference, as, like, a fan of hers. It's like, well, no. Actually, I started saying it before she did. Oh, hey. Oh, the glitch occurs because the second version of this intro. I see. All right. Mania herself has made it into the chat.
Hey, Mania!
Okay.
Of course, I say that after
Always better when
insulting the
the
series a couple times, but like, regardless, always
Okay,
nice to have the
that's
creator here.
okay. I was gonna say that's part of the course. Like, it's not like we haven't done it with like everyone that has like appeared.
That's true. That's pretty
Let's have those
universal.
shows. Oh, do you want to fight you? Ah, well, you know, you're too sweet, according to this. So,
Okay, to be fair, that's
anytime.
that's the character version of Mania. To be fair, you know, real Mania could be a
Yes.
real delinquent, really.
That was. I know that was the joke. Anyway.
We don't allow humor on this channel, Jacob.
Sure. Just go through the front doors, past the stairs, and it'll be on the left.
Thanks.
No problem.
This is definitely a much more civil first introduction to her just going like, what are you looking at? A jerk. And that's it. That's their first introduction done. No, this time it's actually, you know, a few of the teenage hormones do show, but other than that.
This isn't necessarily a nitpick, but I do have to ask about your question about the because you mentioned the design of the like how this is bigger. What's your opinion on the windows?
On the windows,
Yeah,
they're fine.
because well, I'm just asking because I think some people might see it as fine, but also it's a bit odd to have windows like just directly staring into all the classrooms and stuff. Those are generally thought to be like generally private areas. So having just windows lining the entire front of the school like a little aquarium is kind of mixed, I feel like, for some people.
I suppose. As the ones on the screen right now, I thought it was just like a circular cafeteria area. I've seen a few of those around. Anyways, I want to read the sign.
Because I mean,
this is a tobacco-free school campus. Use of all tobacco products, including e-cigarettes, is prohibited. Everywhere, everyone, at all times.
That's nice. I like that.
Oh, and they actually do help out quit. Yeah, you know that's one thing that's definitely definitely helps, especially when because a lot of times, well, my sixth form just ignored that kind of thing. So apart from why, if they didn't even ignore it, they just gave people designated smoking areas, which I guess depends on your point of view. You know, you might appreciate having that feature. Also, why is it such low quality? That's because Restream doesn't support anything above 720p. So that's why. It's just because of how the stream does. The original
they really
videos
update that.
Actually, they do update that. It's just the next upgrade, the next payment plan up from what I currently have.
Oh,
I mean, enough people have pointed it out. Maybe I'll just, bite the bullet and actually do the upgrade. I use this place like every day, so might as well.
That's true. You would get That's true. You would get the bang for the buck at this point, I think. But I will say having this no smoking like sign here, I do think that's genuinely clever. I never really you don't really stop to think about having that, but no, that is a thing that would probably be smart to have in schools, especially in a modern day setting. That's good.
Yeah, all versions of Mystic Hills have some good posters in them.
This place stinks tickle energy.
Well, it's called Mystic Hills for a reason.
It'll be hard to hunt them here. They are everywhere.
Then wouldn't it be easier to hunt them because there's more of them? Unless he means that they're gonna gang up on him or something. I mean, if you're sneaky
dude's gonna get beat up in a corner by a bunch of mystics.
I would love to see that. You know, Leon, like the epitome of cool, just being like, "All right, mystics, this is your final warning. I will not have mercy on you."
It's like It's like in those cartoons where they go into a fight and you just see like this big puff of smoke and you see like the legs and hands kind of like start like playing
Yes, exactly like that.
and then it cuts and you see him on the ground like dazed. You have like stars rolling around his head.
Oh my word. Poor Heart Eyes.
That's true.
Can't tell the difference between good and bad?
Not at all. It's as if there's static in my mind blocking me.
There are a
Much like parts of your
few humans,
microphone.
though. She's nice.
She has so much werewolf stink on her. I thought she was a mystic.
It still throws me off that you can tell the difference between a mystic and a human.
I told you before, they give off a different energy from you and me.
Like a bad vibe?
Kinda.
You know, maybe this is just because I'm currently reading it, but that does make me think of Percy Jackson.
I guess.
Right, because
I will say, Lady Mania does actually have an Origins of Olympus series, so you know,
oh yeah,
of
of course, Percy Jackson did, of course, create the myths.
That's not what I was referring to. Origins of Olympus started off the first Origins of Olympus that I saw someone do specifically said Percy Jackson roleplay.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just I thought you were just saying a thing with Olympus.
No, yeah, it was. No, it was clearly modeled. Why would I, of all people, say that? You know that my version. Never read Percy Jackson. Would recommend.
I haven't finished the first book, but I'm pretty close to it. It's pretty good so far. Can't vouch for the rest of the series.
Yeah, yeah, actually, people universally agree the first book is the weakest in the series, but I guess we'll get to that when we review it on Tuesday, so yeah.
That's sure. I love the grandfather clock noises.
Well, is it any different to FNAF using that?
The difference is that when FNAF uses it is set in that same period.
Or is it all a dream? Oh,
God, the FNAF 4 era. God, that era. Oh, the fans were a riot at that time.
And of course, I told him he would lose 1 million brain cells.
And you said, wow, that's kind of destructive.
You told us the story last week, Lyric.
No one ever tells new stories anymore. They just regurgitate the same ones they've said before.
Wait. Is that a code on her arm? Is that like lore? Is that an ARG? What is that?
Feel free to take a screenshot if you want and decipher that. Considering that I don't think this actually got follow-ups.
I will try. Mania, actually, while you're here, does that mean anything, or am I gonna waste like an hour out of my life trying to figure out what that means, or was that just a random thing you tossed on there?
I forgot.
Oh, you can't actually see it on screen? Well, I mean, it was no meaning. Okay, there we go.
Cool. I will not spend my time doing that.
Right.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Butter.
Oh. No, what do you mean, Mr. Butter? That's not the teacher that I know.
Okay,
That's
so
not your teacher name.
Just to preface, I'm pretty sure like the second that I joined the server that was then referred to as Team Mania, now Maniac Studios, I'm pretty sure there was like behind the scenes talk about the fact that my username was obviously Jacob Butter, as it is with everything, and there was a character from a series even before Mystic Hills of Mr. Butter, and despite the fact that he wasn't on the list of characters to apply for at the time as a voice actor, there was talked about me being this guy for ages. I honestly was like, is it going to be Mr. Butter this time? No, and yes, it was. The other option, of course, would have been Ian, but, you know, Lord knows Ian's not going to reappear again.
Dude, that's not your teacher name.
Ever responds.
What if it's not my teacher name?
It's not your teacher. What was it? It was like Sir Sand. Senor Sand.
Senor Sand. That is very obviously not Senor Sand. I don't think.
No, I know
even
that.
knows
That's
about
the
Senor
issue. That's
Sand.
not Senor Sand. There's the problem right there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so to give context, what BB is referencing right now is that in 2015, I did a series called Doing Homework, which was the idea was that it was just a random collection of videos that didn't fit into anything else that was being done at the time, and the reason it's called that Doing Homework is because the co-star of that series, Phoenix Diamondite, would constantly use the excuse of doing homework to not record with me. So it's like, well, fine, let's call the series Doing Homework. There, now you are doing homework. That was the whole point. And during that's actually the origin of Mayhem Sing-Off, but it was also gave rise to one of my earliest characters, which was this eccentric Spanish teacher with a really high-pitched voice and who was very obviously quite crazy. Who I then reused when I was role-playing on the AFMAL wiki, because I realized that there was no structure in this thing that was set in a school. And you know me, when something's set in the school, you gotta learn something. So I became the Spanish teacher that I always was. And that was the reason. And that's actually where I met BB, which is why actually she knows about that because she's watched like every single video I've ever uploaded, which, my goodness, talk about a waste of hours. Yeah.
I'll do that, but I'll do that, but I won't solve in a unsolvable riddle on someone's arm.
Well, if it's not a riddle, then yeah, why bother?
To me.
Mr.
Also,
should have been the drama teacher. Not the
oh my word, I forgot about that. That's exactly what I said about Mrs. Dysart. Maybe if you finally watched The Mutant Girl. I'm kidding.
Mania, I will happily throw down with you. We'll do a collab or something. Here, I'll send my own thing right there. If any of you others if the rest of you try like friending me, I'm blocking you. Only Mania. This.
Okay, all right. Also, I had a teacher named Curry, not a surprise. Oh, so always use is named after food items. Is it like a consistent name pun, I guess? I mean, that's interesting. Why not? I mean, all mine was named after play characters, so I understand the idea.
teacher. Agreed.
Hush.
Quiet, everyone.
By the way, I fully support the decision to make Mr. Buster a drama teacher, even in his off time. Doesn't matter.
No, it has to be Senor. God.
Senor Sand is not a drama teacher. He is a Spanish teacher who one time was a substitute history teacher.
He could be.
I recently met up with Phoenix Diamondite. We haven't talked to each other in a few years. And I actually recently met up with her, and we talked about the fact that a bunch of her current friend circle know about the Senor Sand skit because she made a behind the scenes video on her channel, and that's the one that they actually know, and they knew about Senor Sand. In fact, I actually met those friends a while ago. They mentioned Senor Sand, didn't know that it was me, because obviously sounds nothing like me. So, again, it just seems that he just constantly reappears.
Yo, Phoenix reappears. Tertius Hazelwood episode 3, baby.
Phoenix Diamondite is, in fact, also Teether Wood in The Last Log of Tertius Hazelwood, one of my first Minecraft roleplays, which never finished. Yes, there we go. You have the full context now. Remember, these are all useful.
Yes.
Shh. Much better. So, today we're going to be touching on geology. Now, can someone tell me how geologists use carbon dating to find the age of rocks? Holland.
Actually, this is my Mr. Grayson voice. Again, another teacher that I've voiced for ages.
It's
Also, hang on a second, wait. Who names their kid Salmon? Oh,
my
right,
god.
okay. You're talking
Oh my
about
god.
okay, again, it was named after foods. I see, okay.
Mania has brought
I don't
up
know.
a genius idea.
What?
It
Having
was
a
his
last name of
last
character
name.
names?
Therefore,
Well,
it is
yes.
it is sand butter. This is Senior
No.
Sand. It's
No,
canon.
no, she's
It's
she's
so
talking
canon.
about she's talking about a kid named Salmon whose last name was Salmon, not that Senor Sand. Like, in fact, in that law, no, he is the reason he's called Senor Sand. That translates to Mr. Sand. Use that for your last name, so that's his last name. All right.
Collie. And carbon dating is used by archaeologists, not geologists.
Correct. Ah,
That was a
Mr.
test, and you passed. Congratulations.
Leonidas, is it?
Leon.
Take a seat next to Miss Mania. Over.
My goodness, I didn't know how this lined up so well, Mr. Grayson and Mrs. Dysart at the same time.
There.
Ooh. New lap part.
Finally. Since Damon switched schedules, class has been rough.
Oh, who would ever think that Leon might switch out with Damon at some point? I couldn't see that coming.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. Leon, right?
Again, so much more civil than their first part of, you know, oh, what are you looking at? I'm looking at a jerk, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
This is gonna be rough.
Okay, never mind. One of them is civil. Honestly, you know what? Hot take. Damon is kind of looking like the better option. Maybe this recreation maybe should stay with Damon.
So you're saying you have 3 new students?
Yep.
2 of them are boys. Black hair, red eyes?
Yes.
Interesting.
What are you planning, Duke?
Just a little recon.
Implying that
Okay,
hold
wait,
on.
is he gonna
Implying
go
that
and
there aren't more
find the boys based on visual?
are we
Kind of
implying
see like their sense or something, like... Go on, what are we implying?
Yeah, are we implying that there aren't more boys with black hair and red eyes? Is that really all that was needed?
I mean, I don't know about the red eyes personally, but yeah, but even then, even if that was a unique visual, which it might be, even if that is the case, he's still going on nothing but visuals. He's gonna like register like every house in the vast town of Mystic Hills just to find 2 boys with black hair and red eyes. Like, why not just like wait the next day, follow Mania to school? Wait, no, she drives there. Never mind. Why not just jump on the car, follow her to school, and then...
What do you think this is, a Marvel movie? What do you
Oh,
think
come
this
on.
is?
Like you wouldn't like to see the image of this cat hanging onto a car for dear life, speeding across the street.
Okay, maybe
I know your
maybe
sense of
got
humor.
maybe you got a point there, but like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe
Where's
that'd be entertaining,
going?
but like,
Probably to go play
still,
with his friends.
Don't talk to me like I'm 4, sis.
You're close.
Oh, another sibling. Okay. Alright.
I'm 10.
Somehow she's ended up with more siblings than she's like every episode because of like more siblings into the family that was conscious of, I should say.
Yeah. How about I make some curry for dinner?
You're going to cook?
Oh, ow, you don't need to be so blunt.
No, I like your curry. Can
Then why did you say okay?
we have fish too?
Dare I say salmon?
Only if you eat the rice.
Oh, okay.
So Mom just called.
Oh wait, that's your actual brother? Fair enough. Okay then.
She said she won't be home until late. Again. So we need to fend for ourselves.
As every, might as well just order pizza.
Do you have the money
Pizza
for
counts.
pizza?
No.
Exactly. Anything interesting happen in class?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
None.
How about any girls?
Girls are annoying.
Well,
Girls are gross and they have cooties, and I hate them.
I hate it. I was gonna say cooties too. I hate it. I was gonna make the same joke.
I mean, of course.
I
Oh,
hope
apparently,
the
apparently
viewers-
May is an only child. Okay.
You think whenever
All right.
this is one of those streams where we seem to be just really in sync. I feel like we've gone the same direction far too many times for this one stream.
Yeah, very true. Then again, I much prefer that than us both go off in different directions being here for 3 hours.
you are definitely getting the bad boy title in school.
Huh?
He's not wrong. I heard girls whispering about the tall, dark, and handsome new kid.
Cause you're a bad boy. Anything I do, something's gonna make you mad boy. Acting all cool, but the truth is a sad boy. Anyway. You know, we really should have got Shorty on this stream. Like, I tried. You know, I tried using, like, the appeal of the VTuber coming back.
Yeah, I don't
But
I don't
no,
think
it
that's
didn't work.
happening. Shorty's a bit busy.
Nah, oh well. Oh well.
Where are you off to?
Work.
You mean mystic hunting?
Of course. No.
Yeah, why? You know, of course, clarify that with the person who knows what you do for work.
Rest for the wicked. What the fuck?
Language.
The line delivery.
Okay.
That was the best line so far. That was
Yes,
best
I
moment of the
completely
entire
agree.
episode.
You know what? I have stopped caring about the fact that it would have been impossible to track these people down based on a vague visual alone, especially since May doesn't know where they live. You know what? I'm past that. Whatever to get to this point. It's the one time I will excuse the writing directing something to the people to this specific spot. Only this time you get a pass, Mania.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Duke, and I have a few things to tell you.
What do you
The
mean?
heroism in his voice
Tell-
too. I'm Duke.
I'm Duke, and I'm in charge now. I broke into your house, basically.
Tell me what you know about mystics.
That they are monsters?
Oh yeah, please, just come in, intrude in someone's house, and then demand information from them. Great.
Needed to be removed from society?
That's all I needed to know.
Huh?
You guys aren't even real mystic hunters. You guys are just murderers.
What did you just say? You better start talking before I decide to kill you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, how dare you call me a murderer? Now please talk before I murder you. Well done. Well
Yeah,
done,
it's
bravo.
really- To be fair, that's like the case for most villains. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, villains are always kind of like, no, I'm doing the right thing here. Proceeds to, like, shoot someone in the head.
Of course, you know, I am on a righteous quest. Avada Kedavra! Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Calm down.
Someone needs to clean that guy's mouth with soap. I mean, well,
You know,
Yes.
for this channel,
some
yeah,
things
you
that
know,
need like cleaning up.
probably, but that
Oh,
line delivery,
make-
he's excused for that one.
My
Uh-huh.
mistress upset if I'm injured.
I'll do more than make her upset. I'll kill her too.
Okay, yeah, might as well not mention there's a mistress involved in that case, because
You won't touch her.
Okay, relax. What's your name?
As I said, I'm Duke. And if you didn't
oh my word, that's the third time this guy said "as I said." At least now he's, you know, being intentionally smarmy about it.
notice,
That's
I'm
something.
a shapeshifter.
I'm Z.
Zero.
And of course they notice you're a shapeshifter. How else did you, I don't know, shift shapes? That's kind of a
And
prerequisite.
that's your brother Leonis.
How did you?
No?
No, what? No, he's not. It's Leonidas.
I know everything.
You know everything, do you? Despite the fact that you had to, like... Okay, I guess that's why he recognized them, because based on the description, he was like, oh, it must be those two. but he then went to confirm with them to see if they were proper mystic hunters, implying he didn't know that information before. In fact, he came in searching for information and is now claiming to have known everything. Which one is it?
I will say, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. That is like a very common trait for a lot of like just general interrogations. Police are allowed to lie but not harm. So that's why a lot of times they're like, I know all this, just answer my questions anyways. It's like, well, okay.
Right, okay.
It's
Okay,
purely there for
goes to
intimidation.
Go say one thing. Delivering this range was from fantastic to unintentionally funny. I'd say fantastic to unintentionally funny to painfully expositional. Those are the three different types
Or
of
bland.
dialogue
I
we've got
feel
going on
like
here.
all the versions are here. It's just that specific one happened to be the S tier.
Yeah, there's like occasional like breakouts. Yes.
Like what? That 12 years ago, almost all the Mystic Hunters were wiped out.
How dare!
How dare you regurgitate facts at us? How dare you tell us about history?
Oh, yeah,
Lore.
speaking of history, this is like someone breaking into the house and then finding out, and then here's what happened. This guy, he basically just said, I'm racist.
Wait a minute. No, hold a second. I've just realized what Duke is in this situation. He's Jehovah's Witness. Think about it. He like comes to your house. He asks you if you've heard information that you obviously know already, and then proceeds to tell you about it anyway.
No, here's the thing. The idea of saying just so casually, they're a plague, they need to be removed from society. It's like, are we sure you aren't just like casually going, I'm kind of racist, you know how it is. It's just how it be sometimes. Like, really?
I'm still leaning more towards Jehovah's Witness, but okay.
Cool your temper, hotshot. This is important.
Why are
In order to protect you,
in order to like repeat what I did in the previous scene of calming two teenagers down and telling them a story they already know,
and your family, I need to tell you the legend of the Mystic King.
Oh my god!
Thousands of
you
years
could have
ago,
done this. This should have been the first time. It should have
yes,
been the
it should
first
have been.
time.
Because if these two genuinely do not know this information, then the audience can hear it for the first time now. By all means, like build up mystery or something beforehand. But if you're going to get to this point, and for whatever reason you want Main and Nick to already know this information, whatever. But if these guys don't, just save it until we're here.
You know what
There
they
we
should have
go.
done? You should have had it where it went how it started out, where everyone was just casually mentioning how these things existed. So that way the new people would be like, oh, well, what's this thing that they're talking about? And then you reach here and you're like, oh, that's that thing they were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, build mystery and then have the payoff. Absolutely.
Portal to another world. This world was named Mystera. It was the world of magical beings known as mystics.
Of course,
the mystics were naturally curious of the humans. Non-magical beings were almost non-existent in their world. The 5 kings of Mystera and the leading powers of the humans agreed to create a peace treaty. So mystics would not attack humans, and humans would not attack mystics. But
I do like that at least we're having this be visually like represented before us, and that we get to see a little bit of a teaser about what the other mystics look like.
That's
there
a
was
big
something
hat.
the kings did not expect.
I mean, you know what? Fine. You know, some mystics wear big hats. I think those are like the ones representing witches. That's my guess.
I would
There was a
assume
being
so. That
born among
that does not make it any less ginormous.
Unless they are seamstress mystics or something. But either way,
humans called a soul seer. This soul seer could see past the magical cloak that hid.
Okay, so this is once again to bring up my knowledge of the original a bit. Mania's last name is Soul, so from that information, I wonder where this is going.
The mystic's true form.
Wait a second. Mania's real last name is Soul?
No, character Mania's name is Soul. Oh, the bigger the hat, the more powerful. You know
Say,
what? You
like,
should actually make that part of the lore. Like, I'm not even kidding. That should be part of the lore. you earn bigger hats the more you progress as a witch.
I was like, you know what I was
It's the
thinking? It
sign
would have
of
been
your
cool.
magnitude.
It would have been
Yeah.
cool if the plot was that this witch like killed a giant and then took their hat. And just
That's a
started
very
wearing
short
it around.
giant. Hmm.
Still bigger than human.
Actually, you know what? Giant mystics would have been a good addition too, just in general.
Kings became angry. He believed the humans had them and declared
Ghosty,
war
that's
on
not
the
a top
humans.
hat. That's just
During the war.
No, a top hat's so much more different.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I could show you. I've got a top hat next to me, but oh well. I am VTuber Jacob for the day. I want to get through one stream without this thing crashing
specifically
first.
for
So
that.
no, I need to like import props. So just have a top hat. Oh,
You
dear.
just take a picture of the hat and and just
began
toss it onto your VTuber, just like as a Photoshop.
I mean, there is that.
Hunt the king's warriors. They were named Mystic Hunters. After several years, the Soul Seers, Mystic Hunters, and witches managed to push the king back through the portal and sealed it, leaving any mystics on the human side of the portal trapped. Now, the mystic's blood has leaving very few mystics left in the human world. Of course, the purebloods wish to return to Mystera, and they will do anything to get their hands on the blood of the beings that closed the portal.
I mean, I'll be honest. If given the setup here, if all of if the only mystics that remain want to return to Mystera, and we don't have any indication that the king wants to come back, that wasn't really discussed here. Unless the king does want to come back and make another push with his armies or something, honestly, just let them all go back to Mystera. Problem solved. I mean, no need for the hunters anymore. They can all relax. The mystics get what they want if they all want to return, and they don't have to worry about any bloodlines running out or whatever it is they care about. Seems like a win-win to me.
You're spewing is Mystic Hunters were created to protect humans.
Also, they were not sitting
and
before. I
mystics.
like how they were. I like the idea of them just like they were talking.
They got
like,
tired
all
of like
angry and stuff.
standing up. Yeah.
By the time that he started explaining, I like to picture he just like grabbed their shoulders and just started walking down, being like, "Now sit down. You need to sit for this." And then I like sat in front of them, pulled out like a whole PowerPoint and a ruler.
I like to think of it more as the fact that he just started. I like to think of it more as the fact that he started telling them the story, and as their legs got tired, they slowly like backed across to the sofa, and then he just followed and decided, you know what? Okay, fine, you can sit down.
I like the idea of him having a ruler and a whole PowerPoint. Imagine a cat like wheeling like a whiteboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, Mania, see what happens when you don't like give away all the answers immediately. People's imaginations can fill in the blanks.
Yes.
Oh, ignoring the
Did you just like gargle water?
fact that he just told us that there are
He's
people
drowned.
that can actually see mystics, or
well, you two can't see like how do you hunt them otherwise?
about the fact that there was an actual war between humans and mystics.
Why were you hunting them otherwise? I guess they were just hunting them for fun. You know, maybe they are just murderers.
Why the hell does that matter?
It matters because both you and the Seers are a dying breed.
Don't.
And the mystics are also a dying breed.
Talk to us like animals.
What do you mean, like? Oh, right, dying
So
breed. Okay,
you're
fine.
saying the Soul Seers are also dying out?
That's right. My mistress and her family are the last ones.
So who's this mistress you keep talking about?
Think I'll let you figure that one out.
Yeah, actually, that's a smart move considering he did threaten to kill her. I do agree. Yeah, keep that information to yourself. You know, for once, Duke decides to withhold information. Very smart.
Yeah, okay, I was
also,
right.
apparently. Okay. Oh, so the sixth sense that Leon has. Oh, so they mean by he the scene where he says, "Oh, he can like tell the difference between humans and mystics."
Yeah, okay, I was right.
I
That's
mean,
what I was
I
saying
guess,
because he could smell them. They already said that bit.
Kind of invalidates the whole idea of like the seers being required in the first place. But okay.
Here's my thing.
Jerk.
Why does he keep bringing back up the mistress after he mentioned it the first time and then the guy threatened her? He should just like sidestep that for the entire rest of this conversation. Just hoped he forgot.
maybe he wants leverage. I don't know. Oh, sorry. No, you're talking about just about Duke saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he really likes to talk about his mistress. I guess. Why not?
Yeah.
Before I go, let me say one thing.
I was gonna say that's more than most cats acknowledge their owners and
Wait
quotes.
before you hunt. Find Mystics causing trouble. Since Mystic Hills is full of us, you don't want to be killing innocent people now.
All right. Honestly, yeah, good lesson at the end there. You know, don't kill innocent people. Moral of the story. Okie dokie.
Hey, what? That's a
so
good.
now.
Wait, what? This is the end?
Yeah, that's the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
I guess it's the end then.
All right. Okay, so the tattoos on Duke's arm are as different forms. Okay, there we go. So you have something that has deeper meaning on other characters. I guess
that is
writing was
legitimately
exceptional.
quite cool. Actually, I like that. It kind of gives me like the Maui kind of thing, right? Where like Maui's
Yeah.
like tattoos were all like a prophecy and like his entire life and stuff or
Yes.
whatever. It was neat.
Yeah. Okay. So to conclude, how about we start with you since you haven't seen the other versions yet?
It was something. So I don't know. I feel like it wasn't very consistent. I can't give a rating because I don't know what I just watched. I can't tell if it was good or bad because at some points it was great, and then it kept dropping the ball, and then getting good again. It was like a constant like woo 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 woo. It was like I was watching a heartbeat of something that's already died. As is confirmed from you, there is no episode 2.
Coming soon, the next remake, Mystic Hills Resuscitation.
No, okay. Well, models, the visuals, great. No, all great for the entire episode. Those are just peak. Him walking out of that house, man. The best moment in this entire episode.
Him walking, yeah.
So good. So some of the lines, right, like that, the delivery, spot on. However, the lines were not.
No, especially like that Mr. Butter guy. Yeah.
However, the lines were not consistently amazing. For instance, at the very beginning, right, where I was like, "Oh wow, this is actually a really good intro," but then the guy started talking, and he sounded so much less enthusiastic that looking back on it, actually now in this like small bit of hindsight, it's like the music quieted down because he could not match the energy. That's not great.
Oh yeah, for the opening scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that was abrupt cut. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not great delivery there.
But
so
then once again goes back into great once Duke actually yells back.
Yeah. I feel like there are a lot of instances where humor could have been tossed in, but that doesn't really matter whether it was or wasn't. That's just a general observation. General verdict of the episode, though. Good some parts. I could skip some others, though. Yeah. Oh, and there's also the opening exposition. We didn't need that. Yeah, I mean, the ending exposition should have been when that happened. This should have been the first time it happened.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but Dragon Ball Evolution did the exact same thing. It had the narration towards the beginning, and then at some point, Master Roshi, while they're down in a hole, decides to tell the exact same story again.
Oh god, dude, it's like the viewers are trapped with the exposition, right there in the hole with them.
You just comment as someone who worked on that screenplay.
I'm such a nice girl. I tell you what, I'm the nicest person in the world.
Oh, don't we all just know it?
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's about it. I don't think I have much other words for it. I think there I do
Okay.
I think you
All
could
right.
have doubled down on some of these aspects if you did in episode 2. And then probably cut some. Oh, also the intro. The intro should. So you had the cold open, right? After that ended, that's when the intro sequence should happen. I don't know why you waited till like the third or fourth scene.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Like,
That's my
yeah,
final
I see.
thought.
Yeah, if you better like the cold opening paired with that intro in tandem, then again, those were other than that one cat part, those were the two best parts of the episode. So maybe putting them together in tandem might have been, too much epic right away. I'm not. Okay. Before I go on to my verdict, basically talk about as a a veteran watcher of I guess now all of the versions. I'm just going to consult the chat first before we conclude. So, Ghost Kitty says, I like Duke because we have some things in common. Cats and we're both chatterboxes. Yes, except for your chatterboxing is way is less repetitive. Mania also says, I had a lot of issues with the remakes due to a certain someone we all know. Yes. Which again, perfect opportunity to just preserve the character. But yeah, either way, I guess maybe giving that character the funniest scene. Less of a, I don't know. But yeah, I do get that, and I did cover a little bit about that situation, before, again, giving a bit of context. You give this 10 out of 10 because you like the stories and the visuals, says Ghost Kitty. Also get an idea for a series.
Oh,
there we
no.
go.
I just simply can't agree on that one. Like, a
neither.
lot of people hold this, but like, here's the thing: you can have the greatest concept or the worst concept. It does not matter if the delivery isn't good. It doesn't good. Just you should have just stuck with the novel if you couldn't do the visuals.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, yeah, clearly the visuals you can do here, like like I say that sometimes with a lot of gacha videos actually, where
Okay, fine.
everyone focuses on the
Delivery.
art and the visuals, and then yes, the story and delivery of said story ends up bringing that whole thing down. So there is that aspect as well. Apparently, there was a lot of story that was supposed to be cleared up later that never got to. So Maya agrees that the story did fall flat. I mean, well, actually, some of it was due to the fact that so much was cleared up like way too quickly or too many times as well, to make me suffer. Oh please, I've seen the bad girl's little boy, Adam Code Purple, kidnapped by giants, taming the bad boy. What else?
I've seen a lot.
So many other things.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
he's just actively trying to avoid saying "gotcha" bad.
I am selecting the gotchas that are bad. Not every gacha I want is bad.
Because it's all of them.
Yeah, remember how said that BB is a nice girl? Yeah, just gonna bring that up again.
Very kind person, I tell you what.
Uh-huh.
Especially on camera.
And yeah, I guess yeah, at some point I'll loop back around and do the same comparison of episode 2 onwards. Yeah. These seem to be doing quite well, so maybe I'll just end up covering all of the originals so you can see what I mean in terms of it going like way more naturally, and I guess at some point hijacking itself as the guy we all know entered more and more. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, Ton. I was about to bring up a comment that was about the series idea. And I guess that does sound a bit like ReZero, the anime, but I guess with less deathy, I guess. Is deathy a word? It is now. Oh, thank you. Yes, I saw Lion Gate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lion Gate is like
Gate.
The very bottom of the barrel. A lot. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Loin Gate. Absolutely. Okay. Right. So we got to the end of the chat, and now it is time for the comparison of all of the versions, unless there's another one that I'm not aware of this time, but I really think that this time I've covered all of the episode 1 versions. So, comparing it to the other reboot and the original, yeah, what I said before kind of still stands. It seems like there's an assumption that the audience just know this story already because, well, mostly because they do, but new people coming in, like BB, for example, clearly don't have the background of like everything else that's been going on, and so because of that, there's a few things that I guess, as you said before, are left unanswered. Maybe they were cleared up in future episodes. But then again, a lot of it seems to have just been like divulged in this one. Quite honestly, especially with the monologue at the end.
You know what would be cool?
Gone.
The title Mystic Hills, and I said this as a joke in the beginning, how it like it does remind me of like a BuzzFeed show, The Unsolved Mystery of Mystic Hills. What if we genuinely had like an anthology series about like these people learning about like a covered up history involving Mystic Hills, and that's how we got these little things delivered?
Yeah, that's somewhat how the original goes. The original being the high school drama that many always wanted, but also leads into the Olympics. But it's somewhat. I do remember the original episode where Adrian comes in with stuff after episodes of students intrigue and all that stuff. And yeah, it feels a big jump, but of course, like character, like Mania receiving that information, of course, it feels like a big jump for her as well, because suddenly there's this, everything becomes way more serious. I do like the versions where Mania actually learn about these things and doesn't already know about the mystics going in, because clearly you still had new people learning about mystics in the first place, just happen to not be the main characters this time for whatever reason. And I also do enjoy the fact that Maya has the guilt of, of putting Nick in a coma beforehand. That as well. That was one of the things that, again, intrigued me the most about the series at the time, not because of like any morbid reasons, but because that's where the uniqueness of the opening came from. I remember there's one video that Mania did about how to open up a Minecraft roleplay and how the moving into a house in Mystic Hills seems boring. I mean, yeah, the concept of moving into a house is a bit boring on paper, but then in execution, when you see like the reason they've moved in and everything, like that's where the appeal came from. Like the journey that Mania takes in there towards her own discovery and her own exposure to the world, as we get to learn it ourselves, through her eyes in that version, because it's first person. But either way, that still appeals more to me than even that big opening. I guess yeah, having that opening included, that'd be fine if the rest of it if the rest of it sort of matched. I don't know if I'm call me nostalgic or whatever, but I still think that the original version comes out on top for me. Like even after all this time. That being said, Gen had way better visuals, some more character moments, definitely more humor than the original did. Probably better pacing as well, because there were some parts in the original that were slow because of how you interact with that. And by all means, the inclusion of one Mr. Butter at last, that definitely does elevate things. So I think this version is probably my second favorite. It goes above the other reboots where the cinematography was still off, where it sort of like teeters between Mania having guilt for the burning down of the house, but not to the same extent that Nick had before. And that Nick had before, like obviously he was unconscious. I mean that she had before, that Mania had before. I'm messing up my words now. So overall, yeah, with this new direction, I think it at least improves on the previous reboots, if not over the original in every way. I think.
Here's my thing.
So
I
yeah,
did.
I mean, this would be an interesting version to have continued, but I don't know.
I did this with my street. I'm doing it with this now, apparently. So if Mania liked the idea of just going to the high school stuff, right? And then going into this sort of thing slower, which evidently did not happen, but if that was the vision, my version is this. We have like a couple episodes in high school. Then you get the cliche episode of like Mania, maybe a couple like of the more bad like boys, like maybe her boyfriend or someone or whatever, and they go off to like some abandoned place or whatever, and then they find out, hey, what's this weird thing? Which leads to like a search into the town's history, which provides little to no information of value, which can lead into a deeper series involving going to these different like places, these different bloodlines. See, I'm bringing that bit back. Going to these abandoned places, going into seeing like notes and descendants and all that, and then eventually, as the series goes on, seeing all this in a much more direct way of having.
Yeah, could it be that the Mystic have family records or something? The families that are dying out, they happen to suspect that a few of them might be Mystics, and that's how that goes. Yeah, that gives them more. That gives them a bit of a more unique angle. How it's like it could have been anyone, but it's because it was theirs, rather than being, just chosen. Essentially, I mean, it's great that they're, some of them are born as soul seers, some of them have an innate sense to hunt mystics and stuff. But yeah, I do agree with you that I personally just prefer that the storylines with people who are thrown into these circumstances and they make the best out of them because of who they are, not what they are. I guess it really that's up to personal choice, really. If you like chosen one stories, then that's perfectly fine. Either way, that's an interesting version to have.
Yeah, even those like, I think a lot of people have gotten fatigued from just basics chosen one stories, but I think part of the reason why everyone still really likes Star Wars, for instance, right, isn't because Anakin's the chosen one or anything. It's because we like seeing how he reacts to the circumstances brought to him via the prophecy. It's also probably a big reason why the chosen one thing even exists in modern pop culture, because, for instance, mythology, prophecy, chosen one, etc. That is what makes these people do all these other things to avoid it, which inadvertently makes it happen.
Yeah, self-fulfilling.
It's not the prophecy, it's not the chosen one, it is the human reaction to the divine promise.
All very different angles. And yeah, just to wrap up, yeah, Mystic Hills was yeah, sorry, Mr. Butter, of course, yes, naturally. Yes, I'm sure he'll appreciate the compliment. I do agree,
Senior
Josh.
Sand is better.
Okay, fine. Yes, whatever.
I want to see Mr. Butter and Senior Sand fight.
Well, I mean, I can technically make that happen since I voiced both of them. I don't know. I guess.
Please let it happen.
I don't know what they would fight over though. Maybe like the curriculum or something.
One of them thinks they have a better lesson plan than the other, or maybe it's like a sitcom episode where maybe it's like a sitcom episode where they happen to be in the same school, and then one of them is like, "I could do your job." Oh yeah, well I could do yours, and so they're both like, "Fine, let's do it." And so they do each other's job. Only
Wait,
find out,
now
okay, maybe this is a bad idea.
Now I'm just thinking of them doing anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, we know
Oh
which
my
one
god,
can
that'll
sing,
give you
attain the higher note. That's
an
already answer.
that'll give you an excuse to do another parody. You can do that entire bit, and then all throughout it, you can do your own parody of everything I can do. Let's
Okay. Mania, can I
Please,
use
Mania.
Mr. Butter and to battle Senor Sand in anything you can do? That would be amazing. Okay. Also, I don't know what you want me to tell me about my day off. Nothing happened. That was the point of it. And also, what was the Yandere series? I think it was just called Yandere. I mean, actually, just filter Mania's videos by popularity. It might be like, I think it's like number 2 or something like that. Like the first episode, I mean. All the players could be called Yandere. It's on Mania's channel, so you can find it. And there, I do in fact have voice another character with a Spanish accent, but with a much lower pitch than oh, it was Yandere's school. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, much lower pitch than Senor Sand.
I love the originality. It's not Yandere High School. It's Yandere School.
It's Yandere School, yes. Yeah, it's Yandere Secondary School.
Yeah,
We're all British now.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. Yeah,
except Federico.
The Yandere is a foreign exchange student.
Which is almost what I was told happened that one time, but no. Because, yeah, my character was the exchange student.
Oh,
that was... yeah, that was my...
See,
my
I only
role.
said that because Yandere is like, thought of as like a Japanese thing, so it's like, you know...
Yeah, I guess by that logic he would be, but I don't think everyone else was Japanese in that story.
Actually, that sounds weird. Okay, to avoid it looking racist in hindsight, add multiple exchange students, not just one.
It's a trope that originates from Japan.
It very much is, but I know how that sounds to people.
Right, okay.
Obviously, I didn't mean it that way,
yeah.
but just to save myself here.
Okay. Okay, good disclaimer. Fair enough. All right. There we go. And I think that's a good enough time to actually wrap up. I think anyway. I'm tempted to go on for another 5 minutes just to hit the 2-hour mark, but yeah, no, that's that.
Oh, come on.
No, why milk a good thing? Or remake it twice, I guess.
Or 3 times.
No. This is only you remade it twice. There's 3 versions of it because there's 2 remakes.
No, I know that. That's why I'm saying don't remake it 3 because you just said.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Now who's missing jokes?
Yeah.
Now who's not getting jokes, Jacob?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Just full disclosure. Yeah. No need to make another Mystic Hills remake on top of these ones. I think we definitely have more than enough versions and I guess concepts. Apparently the restarting concept reminds you of the anime Higurashi. Okay. Again, I think ReZero, I guess, would be that's literally about restarting. Again, a bit more. Actually, wait a minute. No, Higurashi Albani has murder in it, so yeah, maybe it is about as deathy as before. I guess restarts are work in tandem with death, maybe. All right. Then again, who knows? Maybe secretly it's actually just the character of Mania, like reliving a bunch of these versions and trying to restart the story at different points just to save Nick and to save herself having to burn down the house. But and somewhere along the way, she just ended up erasing the character of Adrian and had to be and had to have another cat assigned to her. There you go.
Imagine
that's one theory, I guess.
Imagine that's what the whole Maestri MCD reboot was gonna be, and it was gonna have a big crossover in Void Paradox Season 2. Oh, an alternate history in which
you just said that all prophecies are self-fulfilling, right? So that actually people take to forgive them. Imagine if Mania was rebooting, like the character Mania was trying to reboot her entire to not fulfill a prophecy, only to discover that every time she starts at a different point, it just ends up getting further and further along. She has to repeat the prophecy way sooner.
Oh god, no! Imagine
now, there's a character action.
The prophecy is really vague, and then every time she resets it becomes more and more spot on. She's just not picking up on the hints. She's just not getting it.
Every time a new addendum is introduced. Okay. All right. By the way, if you want a good series name for that thing, maybe just call it "I'm Not Crazy." Something like that. Just the rebooting. I you know what? Yeah, why not? That sounds like a name like Shyamalan title. Go for it.
Cyclic Legacy. Cyclic
Cycle
Legacy.
of dismay.
I like that. I like my title. That's also because I'm biased, admittedly, but like still.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, time to wrap this up. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe to us already. And also, so check out the videos in the description and subscribe to Ghosty, who made this this beautiful version 2 of my VTuber persona, which is my gacha persona playing to a VTuber that you see before you. So all of those things, enjoy them. And on that note, until next time. Wait, no, hold on. We've got subdivisions that go into 2 hours. What does cyclic mean?
Cycle.
It means it goes in a... Yes, it's like a cycle. It goes in a circle. Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
To
au revoir, or as Singer-san would say, adios. I think people are like, adios! But yeah, whatever.
Oh god, you still have it. It's so good. No,
yeah.
as you sing everything I can do better, please do it in the different voices.
Well, yeah, obviously.
What I
I'm
would
doing
give
different
to
voices.
hear
That's just how that
Senor
works.
Sand to sing.
Of course I'm going to do them in the different voices. Absolutely. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay, but for real now, we've got 2 hours. We've achieved what we set out to do. And on that note, until next time.